This is the Russian dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's sweetheart, Damien.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the bubblegum princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane. This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hello, this is Seneca Sunshine, and we are here with Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show where it's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with Seneca Sunshine.
Hi guys, it's so good to be here with Wrestling Entertainment. If you want to follow me, I have Instagram, Seneca Sunshine. I have YouTube, Seneca Sunshine, and I'm working on other social media platforms, so it'll be easier for you guys to follow along with me. You can catch me at my next show, which will be Wrestle League presents the Berwyn Blitz at the Eagles Club.
Perfect. And merchandise?
You know, merchandise is on its way. I'm still tackling with some ideas, making sure it looks good. I want to create like really fun merchandise for everyone. So it should hopefully be on the way mid 2026. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, so merchandise on the way. Alright, and you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Alright. Let's get into it. You work for Wrestle League. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company and the owner, Bugs Moran?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have been wrestling for Wrestle League for about 2 years almost. Actually, it will be about 2 years in March. Training with them, learning, growing from Bugs and our other trainer, Shogun. They have been such great leaders. I've also had the opportunity to work with just amazing people who like to come in and help us get in those reps, get in what it takes to be a wrestler, what it takes to understand this journey and like grow and learn. And so it's been such an amazing part of my life. I honestly, I don't think I can think of a better school. I love them. I love all my peers. I love all my coaches. And I don't know, it's just an amazing experience.
Absolutely. And you brought in 2026 with a bang. You won the SCW title.
I did.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. Wow. No, it was definitely one of those experiences that felt very surreal in the moment. Like you are, you have them pinned down. The ref is counting 1, 2, 3. And it's like, you're just shocked. You're like, oh, I'm a new champion. Like, I am actually a champion. When you see on TV growing up watching wrestling, I have accomplished, and obviously I want to keep growing. I want to like get even more championships in. I want to make it, to a bigger organization, but just it's that first kind of like little glow in the road where you're like, I can do this. Like, I can really do this. I can achieve all my dreams. And so it's the most unreal feeling.
Was that a moment you took in the moment, or was it something that kind of set in afterwards? Like, wow, I did this.
I think in the moment, I kind of felt it for a second, but then also, you just wrestled a match and you're exhausted. You're kind of also like, okay, I need some water, I need some air. And then, afterwards you're, backstage and you're like, oh my gosh, I have this title around my waist. Like, I did it. So yeah, I think it definitely is more so like a reflection moment afterwards. Because I think in the moment I was very much kind of like, okay, I just wrestled and I'm exhausted.
And this was your first ever title, correct?
Yeah, my first ever title.
what did that kind of mean to you, considering, like you said, almost 2 years in the business next month?
Yeah, I think some people have different like ways of like how they measure success or how they measure like what they need. Because I think there's some people who hear 2 years and they're like, what took you so long? Like, why weren't you like getting it? And some people like to, use the words, oh, you weren't working hard enough. Where, anyone who knows me knows I'm a very hard worker. It takes me maybe a second to get this. Like, wrestling was not natural for me. I actually grew up dancing at ballerina. So it's like as far away as a wrestler as you could possibly be is what I was doing the majority of my life. So, kind of learning a completely new like athletic endeavor was, almost a challenge for me. So, some people hear 2 years and think it took too long. I hear 2 years and think that was the journey I needed to take. And I'd rather be polished in 2 years than, be competing, 6 weeks into the business and I don't look good. So for me, it was definitely something I think that, I like to let things cook so that they are well presented.
So what you're saying is wrestling is not ballet.
There are some elements where, I actually had some trainers go like, it's similar, it's a dance. And I was like, in a way, yes. But I'm like, ballet is, well, one thing I'll say about ballet and wrestling is that you need a lot of strength and cardio for both. But ballet is you're dancing to present something. Your grace, your beauty, your power, and actually, ironically, in wrestling, that is actually very true too. But it's just in a way I guess we do it so differently. So it's very similar yet also very different.
I mean, since we're on the topic of ballet and dancing, can you tell us about your background in ballet?
Yeah, so I have been dancing since I was about probably like 3. I was probably in Mommy and Me classes, I believe. um and it was like for me dancing, I love it. It's just a way for me to kind of like break from my own mind. I just feel free when I dance, and it's over time. I started with ballet, and then over time I did other styles. I did jazz, contemporary, modern, hip hop. I love to just like find a new style, learn it, and just like feel the music and dance with it. I was actually on a college dance team, which was the first time I actually competed dance, because for a while I really only performed. So that was a different experience in and of itself, having to actually be a competitive dancer, which that's probably closer to wrestling than like performative dance.
Do you prefer just, the performance, or did you prefer the competition?
When you're performing, it's like more so like recital mode, like people pay. It's kind of like, when you go see the Nutcracker, people pay money, they see the stage, you do your little routine, and they clap, and there's no competition aspect to it. Where when you are a competitive dancer, it's like you're on stage, there are judges. It's actually kind of funny with dance because you start off basically quote unquote perfect. You start off with a score of 100, and then everything you do wrong, they start knocking points off. So it's almost like you get that mindset of like perfectionism very easily because you start off perfect, but then it's like they will try to find ways to knock off what you're doing very easily. So it's like that could be frustrating.
I mean, that sounds more nerve-wracking than getting in the ring, honestly.
It's definitely a different kind of nerve-wracking, in the ring, you can just, wail on someone at the end of the day, where, dance is very much a perfectionist sport, but I guess in wrestling, I think I've carried that into my wrestling because I'm very much someone who like things the way I envision them in my head. And if it doesn't go the way in my head, I kind of like, I have that moment of frustration where, I think, I need to work on so that way my opponents can't get the better of me because they might see that very easily and go like, oh, okay, I got her. So it's like something I got to work on, to get better.
What was your, you said you did ballet, jazz, you've gone into, different genres of dance. What is your favorite or preferred dance style?
Oh, yeah, it keeps switching actually quite a bit. Because actually I just saw the Nutcracker last December, and then I was like, oh, I miss ballet. I actually haven't like danced in like a full year just because my schedule's been that busy with wrestling. But I guess the one I consistently would have the most fun with is jazz, just because it has a lot of ballet elements, but it's just more like you can have fun with it. The music is just more like, like starstruck, like musical theater almost. So I love jazz. I think it's a really fun style.
All right. Now, going back to, winning the SCW title, there were conditions and circumstances when it came to winning that title because you had a bet with Jr Lindsey, no?
Oh, yes. Well, J.R. Lindsey made himself a little bit of an enemy of the state because he had gone on so much social media posting, really derogatory and really mean things about like people, who don't have hair. Some people call them bald people, but either way, like I have a lot of friends who don't have hair, and so I just took it upon myself to kind of finally go like, you need to leave them alone. And so he himself posed the challenge to me: if you win, I will shave my head. So that was his own words. And then I won, and then suddenly it became a problem.
As it usually does for JR.
As it usually does.
But you presented him with an alternative, no? Three wishes.
I did. So basically, they were about to shave him. And, I felt bad for the poor guy. He is literally in a state of panic. And, even though J.R. Lindsey and me have had moments of disagreement, I do still want to, like, make sure everyone in the world feels good about themselves. And I can tell that if he was gonna shave his head, he was not gonna have a good positive self-image. So, I told him, let's make a deal. One, he was gonna grant me sponsorship. He runs a clothing line, GSA. So I was like, well, it's expensive being a wrestler, so you're gonna be my new sponsor. That was deal one. Deal number two was he was gonna make tag team jackets for me and my tag team partner Disco Ray, because we are on route to be the greatest tag team of all time.
Of course.
And the number three, he had to put his proven championship on the line in a match against me, which actually took place last week. And we're going to release the video tomorrow, so I don't want to give away any spoilers, but you guys can watch and see what happened in our match.
Okay. I mean, you could have let one of the wishes be him giving his old rent to Disco Ray.
That would have been a good wish, huh?
Yeah.
It's one of those things in the moment, you can always think about after and go like, man, I could have wished for this, or I could have wished for that. I think it was just such a heat of the moment like thing where I was like, dang, that would have been such a good wish, like to tell him back then.
But hey, you got a sponsorship, you got a sponsorship, you got jackets, and you got a title match for winning a title. So I mean, I would say you're winning in that scenario.
I do love the idea of being Cindy 2 belt, but like I said, we're going to release the video tomorrow, so I want you to watch and, you let us know what you think of the match.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of your tag team partner, can you tell us about your relationship with Disco Ray, Ray of Sunshine?
Yeah, no, Ray of Sunshine is on route to be, I'm telling you, like, I mean this completely. We are on route to be the greatest tag team of all time. We have been working day in and day out at practice, trying to get our movesets right, trying to get the look right. It is honestly, when we blow up on the wrestling scene, I think the whole indie wrestling tag team division should be put on alert because we are coming for all the gold.
And you're looking to become the first ever intergender tag team champions, no?
Absolutely. I think it's about time we shake up the division and the mindset in the wrestling world. The idea that, men and women can't fight each other. Well, at the end of the day, my philosophy is I'm just as much of a wrestler as any of these guys. So I think it's just time to show the world that, women can be just as tough. They can hang in a tag team match, whether you call it a mixed match match or you just call it a tag match. At the end of the day, I'm a wrestler. I'm a competitor just like anybody else.
And what would you say is a pet peeve about Disco Ray that you just don't understand?
A pet peeve about Disco Ray? Man, I don't know. No one's ever asked me that before. I don't know if I have one so far. Honestly, he is like one of my closest friends. Like, I adore Disco Ray to the moon and back. He's been such a pioneer in helping me grow as a wrestler. Oh man, a pet peeve. I think just the fact that he's always right. I hate that he's so good at things. It's so hard for me to kind of go like, I'm better at this than you, but he's so good at so many things in wrestling that I'm like, I think that just gets me under my skin because I'm a competitive person where I'm like, I want to be better. I want to like show the world that I'm just as good. But right now he's amazing. He's killing it. He's on TV, with JCW. Like, no, honest to God, Disco Ray is amazing.
And, I almost never, do this. But, considering all the circumstances, I will ask, Disco was in your first ever match. And somebody else that was in your first ever match was your coach, Bugs Moran. A part of a tag team called the Sluts. Can you tell us about wrestling your coach in a state of, let's just say, undressed?
Oh yeah, that's a very nice way to put it, undressed. When someone is training you and coaching you, and then you pull up to the match and they are dressed like that, you do kind of go like, what is going on? But all things considered, honestly, I couldn't have picked a better group of people to have been part of my first match. Bugs Moran, Nikki Rebel, obviously as his partner, and then my partner being Disco Ray. I think we all just like stood in that ring and was able to like have a good competitive match. And hopefully the sluts know for next time that you ask consent before you touch people. And because there was no problem with them being sluts. Like, if you guys want to be sluts and you're proud of it, hey, Seneca Sunshine is all for you. But just don't touch Seneca Sunshine without consent. I don't like that.
When you hear you're gonna be your match for the night, are you thinking like, is this a rip? Is this actually going to happen? How is this going to go about? Like, what's in your mind before all of this happens?
Well, it's funny because they said Disco Ray and Seneca Sunshine versus the Sluts. I didn't even know who the Sluts were. I was like, who are the Sluts? Like, I had no idea until they came out from the curtain, and I was like, oh my God, it's Bugs and Nikki. I was like, what is going on? And then I put two and two together. I was like, oh, they're the Sluts. And you know what? I don't know how this match is going to go, but we're going to have fun.
So it was primarily called on the fly.
A large part of it was, I think we had talked a little bit about some things potentially we might want to do, but I think sometimes in the ring, in the heat of the moment, you're just like, okay, well, what's working and what's not working, and and it was my first match, so I was forgetting stuff left and right. So sometimes it's just like, okay, you got to work on instinct and go back to like what as a wrestler, and then just try to pull out the match to the best of your ability and have fun while doing it.
Now another match you've been in is against a one Blair Onyx. Well
Yes.
respected name in the independents. What was that like wrestling her?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Blair is, first of all, like, as a person, she's such a sweetheart. Like, I think at that point she was my third match. And so, you know, I had told her, I was like, I've seen your work. You're amazing. And I was like, I just want to give you a heads up. I was like, I am very new to this. Like, I am you're my third match. And she was such a sweetheart. She was like, okay, you know what? We're going to work together. We're going to take care of this. Like, we're going to go out there. And, you know, she walked me through. She was able to, like, in the ring, kind of slow me down, which is a problem I have because I think I kind of go mode, especially in the ring. So she helped me kind of just slow down the pacing. And honestly, just talk me through things like if I forgot something, or she was like, you know, give me little tips in the ring, just so we had a really good performance. And like to this day, I think still one of my better matches, like largely because she was there and she's just such a experienced worker. Like I see that girl is like destined for so much greatness, and I'm just so excited for her.
Like you mentioned, your third match in. What would you think would be a big difference wrestling Blair now compared to when you wrestled her then?
Oh, I feel way more confident like in the moves I do and like what I can create. My narrative as like a performer, like I think now I'm starting to get to know who Seneca Sunshine is more. So it's like, you know, because it was a very character versus character match, you know. She's very character driven and so am I. And so but now I think I know more of who I am. So I think that match could have been like even better, like of me kind of like, you know, giving hugs or kind of like, Blair, come on, let's be together, let's believe in kindness. You know, I think we could have definitely played into like our different roles so good because our characters are so different. I think that can just make such a amazing, beautiful match. So when I get the wrestle her again in the future, I am looking forward to just like so many more story beats.
Well, going back to Disco Rave, you know, I don't even know how to transition to this, so I'm just gonna ask. Can you tell us about Lilo and Stitch?
Yes, dude, okay, so me and Disco Ray, we love our promos. Like, we kind of got together and we just decided, it's like, we're not gonna do run-of-the-mill promos because everybody does them. Like, we wanted to focus, we're both, like, super big on pop culture. He's really big on the cartoon field, and I'm really big. I like cartoons as well, mostly Disney, but I'm also more of the anime person. So it's like, we just love to kind of, like, combine those kind of like two pop culture fields and base a lot of our promos on them. So like Lilo and Stitch, it was like summer anyway. We had some friends who had like a private beach. So we were like, you know, why don't we do kind of something like Lilo and Stitch, like oriented as we were getting ready to face Brittany K and Jr Lindsey. It was fun. You know, we just come up with ideas and we just kind of like rock it with our promos.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Brittany K's dog found its way into one of your photo shoots, no?
Oh yeah, you know, I think her dog just found that, you know, Ray of Sunshine's a lot better than, you know, Brittany K herself. I don't think is the problem, but you know, I think being around Jr Lindsey, maybe the dog was just super uncomfortable, and so he's like, you know what, I like Ray of Sunshine better, and I was like, I think you chose the right side, Mr. Doggy. So no, Brittany K has the cutest dog. I love that dog, and Brittany K was our photographer for those photos. So yes, her dog was in our pictures.
But I mean, it makes sense that he doesn't like Jr Lindsey. He did kidnap him once, so yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, speaking of, you know, the Lilo and Stitch, you know, cosplays, however you'd like to call them, you did find yourself way into one of the biggest wars in all of Wrestle League. You were a part of the final match of Ronald McDonald versus the Burger King, no?
Oh, I was not actually.
Oh, I thought you were Wendy.
No, Brittany K was Wendy.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Oh no, you're good.
Well, let's go to Seneca's Bizarre Adventure. You're in the pro
Ooh, I love
wrestling.
the sound of that.
You're in the pro wrestling world, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
A road story that fits that description. Which, by the way, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I love the title of this. So
And that's
that's
what
not
it's
lost
named
on me.
after.
So that is not lost on me. I'm a huge JoJo fan. Crazy road story. I don't know if I have too many. I travel a lot with my family. If not, then usually with Disco Ray or Brittany K, even on occasion Jr Lindsey. Yeah, we can bring that up. I went to a show. It was Jr Lindsey driving, Brittany K, and Disco Ray. And it was about, I think, a 4 hour car ride. So I had brought, I queued up some anime, queued up, some like manga to read. I was ready kind of like to have a chill trip there. And they are blasting music on the top of those speakers. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting any of this stuff accomplished because they like to party, and I'm like probably a little bit more introverted where I'm like, I like to like watch my anime and read. But at the end of the day, I think once you kind of like accept you're in a pro wrestling car ride, you just have fun and you are just having some of the most fun. There was another car ride. I was with Disco Ray, Nikki Rebel, and the Bro Bros, and they had the funniest music taste. It was like an Ice Cube song, like the Ice Cube song, like "Today Was a Good Day," but it was like "Today Isn't a Good Day." They were playing SpongeBob. It was just fun. Like I started to realize, wrestling has all these characters, and like you get to meet the most amazing, fun people in the world. And I just love that part of it.
Okay, so nothing weird or crazy or bizarre quite yet.
Nothing yet, but I mean, there's always still time.
You never know when there's a stand user just waiting to get their comeuppance.
Yeah, but you see, what they don't know is that I got my own stand, so I'll be good.
Well, I mean, you mentioned it a couple of times. Tell us about your love of anime.
Oh my gosh, where did you begin, right? I've been watching since I was like 3. Started with, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Naruto, anything that, and it's funny, like, it's kind of hard to mention, but I also, grew up on that 4Kids anime stuff, which is like, what that even anime, back when they had the 4Kids One Piece, or Tokyo Mew Mew, Magical Do Re Mi, Winx Club, Sonic X. So I don't know, anime has been such a staple in my life. And then as I grew older, I got to watch more serious animes. Like, to this day, I would say my favorite is actually between two. It's this one series, Nana by Ayakawa, which I think is starting to get kind of recognized, but it's still kind of not as recognized as some other animes. Amazing work though. Couldn't like recommend it enough. And then the one that most people do know is I'm a huge Full Metal Alchemist fan. Like, whether it is 2003 Brotherhood or the manga, I love Full Metal Alchemist. That story will always get me and make me cry and be happy and just feel all those like ray of emotions. And I just love Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah.
Who's your favorite character from Full Metal Alchemist?
I float between a lot. I love Roy Mustang. I love Riza Hawkeye. I think I love Roy and Riza together. That's like one of my biggest like ships of like all of anime. But then it's funny. I think if I had to pick a character I relate most to, it was Edward Elric, which I think some people like hearing Seneca Sunshine, like, are you sure you relate to Edward Elric? But like, yes, because like I was also kind of like teased for being on the shorter side. And I think it's funny. A big reason why I relate to Edward Elric is because not to get like all sad and depressy, but like, my parents, got divorced, and I think the way I responded to it, I related a lot to how Ed treated like Hohenheim, which is funny because then my older brother was very much kind of like how Al was kind of just more calm and like I like go with the flow with about it, and I was like Ed, where I was the hothead. I was the one who was like pissed, and I was like, oh, you don't deserve to be like my father and all that. So it's like Yeah, I relate to Edward Elric on a like way too much of a spiritual level.
Alright. And what's your favorite sin?
Ooh, I would probably have to say, okay, well, if we're going with like manga and Brotherhood arc, definitely Greed. Because I think he has by far the most character growth. But then, 2003's, he took not a completely different route, but, a somewhat different route. And I love less characterization in 2003. So, yeah, I would say probably overall Greed, but if you're just looking at 2003, then I would say less.
My two top sins are lust, mainly because of the battle between her and Mustang.
Oh my god, that battle was amazing.
It's such a badass line. You say you can't die, I'd very much like to try.
Yes. Oh my god. Or when he told her, it's like, I told you I can get you on your hands and knees. I was like, oh, Mustang.
And the second one would be envy, because envy was, low-key envy was like the worst of all the sins.
Yeah.
And again, Mustang brought envy to their knees as well. So,
yeah.
Two of the best, weirdly enough, two of the best fights in the show was Mustang versus those sins.
Yeah, and I think that's like a big part of why I love Mustang so much. I'm like, he is just like this badass like alchemist. Like Ed is probably the smarter alchemist, but like flame alchemy just cannot be touched, and I love that.
Oh yeah, it's just it's just badass. You just, snap your fingers and then things explode.
Right?
I'm not sure if you heard about this, but the author of Full Metal Alchemist is just made a new anime that's, I believe, is coming out this year.
Yeah, Demons of the Shadow World. I have actually been reading that manga since it came out, just because I love the author of Full Metal Alchemist. Again, another like badass female author, and we love that. And no, if you guys haven't read the manga yet, you're in for such an amazing journey. Like, it's so good.
All right, well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Anytime there's an anime from a author I like, then yeah, I'm all for it. What are you currently watching?
Oh, so right now I am watching a lot of the new releases, and then I'm also like rewatching some old stuff. So I'm rewatching Wallflower, which is kind of like if you like Aura and Host Club, you might like Wallflower, which is really good. And then I'm also rewatching Outlaw Star, which are Watanabe, the person who created Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Michiko, and Hatchin. So really great works. And then like some of the newer stuff I'm watching, obviously the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen, rewatching I'm also rewatching Hellsing, because for some reason like I got the idea to rewatch Hellsing again for like the millionth time. Jujutsu Kaisen, what else is new that's out? All those like cute little rom-com animes, like I'm so obsessed with, like You and I Are Polar Opposites, Hanekime, in Clear Moonlight Dust. Oh, they have that new like vampire one, Dark Moon, The Blood Altar. Also the new like idol one, Timon's B-side. So I'm always, like I said, like I probably watch way too much anime. Like it would be a lie if I didn't say my days begin and end with anime, and have a lot of anime in between. So that's a large component of my life.
I watch a lot of anime too, but I think you're trumping me here with your intake on a day. But I'm like genuinely curious, like how do you feel about Jujutsu Kaisen? Because like I was okay with like season 1, but like the Shibuya incident kind of soured me on the series a bit. But how did you feel about it?
Really? I know. I thought the Shibuya incident is probably where the series, I think, picks up so much. Like, that's where I think a lot of the depth is created. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm very much like, I don't want to say like like the dark side of the, but I think like as Seneca Sunshine, I recognize you can't have pure sunlight unless the moon is shining in first. Like you gotta unfortunately sometimes walk through pain and despair in order to see like that good side of life. And so like I don't know, I love the Shibuya incident just in the way of how like dark the series got.
Oh, so Seneca Sunshine can get dark.
Can get a little dark, only because I know like at the end of the darkness there is a light, and now I'm speaking like Kingdom Hearts, so I'm gonna stop right there.
Another great series.
Oh, don't even get me started on Kingdom Hearts. I could talk your ear off.
Well, I mean, tell us about it.
Well, you're here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was another one of those video games growing up. I just always loved, which of course, is pretty much like Final Fantasy mixed with Disney. So it's like, how could I not love it? I was definitely like that kid who like especially in that first game when you have to fight Riku at Hollow Bastion, crying my eyes out because I could not beat Riku to save my life. And like I think I had asked my brother, and like he was like, I'm gonna get you started. But he was very much kind of like, both of my older brothers are kind of like that with me in games, where they're like, I'm gonna help you, but like ultimately I want you to be able to like conquer this yourself. So like they were there cheering me on, like, you got this, you got this. Like my nickname growing up was Baby because I'm the youngest of like the family. So they're like, you got this, baby, you got this. And finally I was able to beat Riku, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm glad they didn't beat it for me, because I was like, having that like satisfaction of actually doing it yourself is like unmatched. So yeah, but no, the game series itself, I think I based actually a lot of Seneca Sunshine character on Sora, on Kingdom Hearts in general. Just the idea of like light always being victorious, that friends are your power, that ultimately that there is a goodness in all of us that just needs to be unlocked. And I think that's just a lot of like where I base a lot of not only Seneca Sunshine, but I think just a lot of like my own character as a person. Like I just like to make sure that everyone knows that they can be good, that they can be happy, that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh yeah. Riku gave me a bit of a problem, but Satoran, oh god, that was
Oh, see, now we're talking bonus bosses. Yeah, no, that was, so I didn't actually do the bonus bosses until I was like in my 20s, because I was like at that point, I think when I was a kid, I would just really wanted to beat the game. And then I did, oh, and this was well, I guess, yeah, because in the original you can play Sephiroth, but then like for Kingdom Hearts 2, we didn't get final mode really in America until they released the collection. And then that became fun, like doing the organization battles, Lingering Will, fighting Yuzora in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, the worst one though is definitely Unknown from Birth by Sleep, which I did 3 times with all 3 characters, and I wanted to tear my hair out, especially when I fought him with Terra. And I don't think I will ever do again, because that boss is just not fun.
There's definitely a couple of difficult battles in Birth by Sleep. Luckily, like, to unlock, the super secret level ending, you have to play all the games on the most intense level.
Yeah.
And I mean, luckily, I just played. I had save files from my other playthroughs, and I played as Aqua. The most intense, and I was like, okay, well, it's gonna be the easiest to get through this one as Aqua first, and then I don't know how I'm gonna beat Terra's boss battle. That gave me that was such a headache.
No, honestly, it's so much worse with Terra too, because he's so slow. I was like, Aqua, I think was the easiest. I think with Aqua, fighting Unknown took me about 5 or 6 times, which wasn't too bad. Terra, I don't know how I did. I still think I was in a fever when I beat Terra. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah. But luckily, when you play on the highest degree of level, a difficulty with one character when you already have unlocked files with the other ones. It just unlocks the final level. So
Yeah.
I didn't have to go through Terra and the other one to get to the final level. I mean, it was still difficult.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, still have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time for the colossal question.
Ooh, fun.
Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Ooh, that's a fun one. The first 3 songs. So I'm gonna go first with the theme song I'm using, which I'm actually floating between 2 right now. So one of them is Sunshine by Monkey Magic, which I actually heard first from this anime called Nura. So it's a theme song I like to come out to a lot. It's very peaceful, but also kind of like, just like this kind of like gentle sunshine kind of vibe. Like, I love it. But then I'm also in between using Can You Feel the Sunshine by like the Sonic R soundtrack. So that one's obviously more fun and jazzy. I would say I'm a huge, like, my favorite game of all time is Song Adventure 2. So I cannot not have Live and Learn as part of like my soundtrack. So I would definitely say that. And then if I had to pick one final song, what would it be? Probably something Disney related.
Okay.
Yeah, what's something? Trying to think. There's so many like good songs out there.
Pull up that good Spotify if you need to.
Yeah, I'm about to say, let me see. Let me see what I have cooking.
If you need time to look for another song, we could go to the next question.
Yeah, why do the next question? I'll keep like looking.
Well, now that we have the soundtrack partially done, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you? And you can't say yourself because you were obligated to make a Stanley-esque cameo.
I was gonna say, I was like, obviously he'll pick me, but okay. If I had to pick another like star to play me, wow, I think I do like Keke Palmer. I love Keke Palmer. I think we look pretty similar. I think she's just like this really cool girl who like could definitely pull off playing Seneca Sunshine. She has an amazing smile too. Like, that's a casting must for me. I was like, I think Seneca Sunshine's smile is important, so like you gotta have an amazing smile.
Perfect. And every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Oh wow. Ooh, that's a good question. Now does it have to be 3 people in wrestling, or can it just be like 3 people in my life?
3 people, however you want to answer the question.
Okay. Well, definitely, my mom is very important in my life. Like, she is like my rock. Like, she just, I mean, I still live at home. Like, so she just still like takes care of me and like gives me all the love I need. And I always told my mom, I was like, if I ever like cast you in a movie, I think like Angela Bassett would be such a good like role of my mom. Like, I think she's gorgeous, like my mom is. She's a lot taller than my mom, but that's besides the point. Oh, I think Angela Bassett would make a great like mom for me in the movie.
Okay.
Then I would probably say my two older brothers. I'm trying to think about like, it's like funny. I think my oldest brother looks a lot like that one musician. Was it Lenny Kravitz? I don't know if he's an actor or if he'd be willing to, but I feel like my oldest brother looks a lot like Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz
So I
was
could.
in the Hunger Games, I believe.
Oh, was he really? Okay, perfect. Then I feel like my oldest brother definitely look a lot like Lenny Kravitz, and then like my older brother, he's actually only like a year and a half older. He's kind of like my twin. I know he has such a unique look. I'm trying to think if there's any actors who actually even look like him. But it's funny. I used to always make fun of him. The guy who played Bernard in Westworld. And I'm gonna look him up and see if I can find out what the guy's name was. Jeffrey Wright. I think it's like an older version of him. Like he's like obviously not that old yet, but like I think he looks like an older version of him. So like I think that's probably like where I would go with that.
Okay, so your older brother gets Lenny Kravitz, one of like the coolest rock stars. And
Right?
your other
Not
gets
that I don't know if
Jeffrey
he
Wright.
deserves that, but like he does. I'll give him that. I think like because he has the dreads right now too. Like he kind of looks like Lenny Kravitz. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Oh, do we have a third song?
Oh my gosh! I really love music, so I float a lot. But I think I'm gonna pick because I've been listening to it a lot lately is "Fly High," which is a song from one of the animes called Haikyuu, and it's just a song about like always reaching your dreams and like keep striving for more. So I think I'm gonna go with that for right now.
Okay. Well, this is sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you could pre-order the tickets now. Now on to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
You know what? I don't mind pineapple on pizza. I don't really like ham on pizza because I know they like to pair like pineapple and ham.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like ham on pizza, but I'll eat pineapple on pizza.
Okay, so pro pineapple on pizza.
I will say pro.
What's your spirit Pokemon?
Ooh, my favorite Pokemon. God, there's so many like Pokemons out there that I was like, which one would be like my spirit one? What would be like my spirit Pokemon? Um, maybe like Blossom. Like I don't know why. Like that was like one of the first things that came to my head. But I think she's just like so fun and so like she loves spreading energy and like I don't know, but I like and my gear has a lot of flowers on them. So I was like for some reason Blossom was like the first Pokemon that came to mind.
Yeah, you definitely you have grass type Pokemon vibes to you. Now we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
I don't.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a dog can't spell.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny.
Yes, we love the late great Tracy Smothers, trying to keep the memory alive on the show. Alright, weirdest question you'll be asked in a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
I think, yeah, I think if you're a really good wrestler, you can have a match with anybody or anything. So I think, yeah, I think if I wanted to consider myself one of the greats, I would wrestle a Rock.
Okay. Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yes. On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ooh, Obviously, I want to continue working hard and honing my craft, but I would hope in 5 years I can, I would love to do some time in New Japan. So I would hope whether or not I make it to New Japan, I find my way to Japan and do some wrestling there. Because I really think it's a really cool place. I love how, especially the Joshi wrestling, I think that vibe is amazing. I think those women are incredible. So I think I would love to do some wrestling in Japan.
Okay. And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
I would say my match against Nikki Rebel for Healthy Brain. I think that was at this point in my career, the most confident and amazed I felt in a match. And it was good because I got to work with someone who I completely love and care about as a wrestler. And I think Nikki Rebel is just such an amazing performer.
Absolutely. As long as Bucks Miranda is nowhere near her.
Exactly.
Can we find that match on YouTube?
Yes, you can. Actually, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have it in my one of my match descriptions, so you can definitely find it through there, or just searching Seneca Sunshine. I don't know if you can find it Seneca Sunshine versus Nikki Rebel, but Healthy Brain publishes all their shows, so it is definitely one of those match keys.
Perfect. And I will find that match on YouTube, and I will put a link to it in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. And your YouTube page will be there as well. So you can binge watch all of Seneca's matches. If you haven't seen them, want to see them, want to re-see them after this interview.
Yay!
And of course, since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Okay.
This is our speed round, or bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I think so.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Ooh, Trish Stratus.
Worst wrestler.
Ooh, Eva Marie.
That is the correct answer. Your main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
I would say Naomi as soon as she has her healthy baby.
Okay. Proceed with caution, Naomi.
Oh yeah, proceed with caution, Naomi.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Ooh, ooh, yeah, I would say Triple H the Game entrance, yeah.
Oh yeah. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Magic.
We would have also accepted tastes great on toast.
That's a great answer.
Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Ooh, vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit. It has seeds.
No way!
Yes, it has seeds. Tomato logic.
I had no idea.
Yes. New Japan wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
I say you should have no more than about 40% of your ass cheek hanging out.
Okay, so 40%. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Not yet, but you know what? There's still time, and I am now going to make that a priority.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me, Seneca.
No, thank you so much. It was so fun. I had an amazing time. My first wrestling podcast, so I had a great time.
Absolutely, and we always love to be the first. And can you tell us where we can find you on social media once again?
Yes. So if you search Instagram, it's just Seneca_Sunshine. I have a YouTube channel as well, and then just working on creating other social media platforms. Like, it's a new field for me. I'm not a big social media person, but I recognize it's a good way for my fans to connect with me. So I am starting to build up those like accounts one by one.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that it's pretty vital for
I would say so.
indie wrestlers. And you don't have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give her a damn follow.
Thank you.
Of course. And of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Play One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Okay.
For our special guest, Seneca Sunshine, Coleco Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.